Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith says charges against 250 people found at the Zesser party Sunday will be laid by summons. According to the top cop, because of the possibility of the spread of the COVID-19 virus, a decision was taken to lay the charges by way of summons rather than keep them in cells at police stations. Meanwhile, head of the Central Division, Senior Superintendent Curt Simon said the division is taking into consideration the personal safety of all involved, including the police officers. He said this is to ensure that the health of the police and the court community will remain intact and unobscured. Around 4 a.m. on Sunday, police arrived at a warehouse located at River Branch Trace of Caroni South Bank Road and discovered a party in progress. And in response to another event, this time a wedding held on the weekend in the Valsayn area, the commissioner explained there's no action the police could take when events are private.
We do not have that authorization to take any action on those persons. It is as straightforward as that.
The discussion continues about the difference between two events that caught the attention of the public over the weekend. One included a wedding ceremony in Valsayn, and the other a party held in Caroni. While Police Commissioner Gary Griffith said there is a difference between the two, epidemiologist Dr. Avery Hines said there is no distinction as both events present a risk. Kimberly D'Souza has more.
There is no distinction between one type of gathering and another with regard to the COVID-19 risk. The virus does not discriminate between one setting and another.
The statement from epidemiologist Dr. Avery Hines during Monday's Ministry of Health press conference in response to a question about the difference between two events this past weekend. One, a wedding ceremony, the other, a zest party in Caroni. During the latter, 250 people were arrested as they were reportedly not wearing masks and not physical distancing. Reports also indicated that there was a cash bar and a cover charge to enter the party. Similarly, a wedding ceremony occurred during the weekend in which attendees were accused of flouting the public health regulations which limit gatherings of more than 10. But speaking to TTT News, Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith sought to explain the distinction between the two events.
The government, they have public health regulations, and there's in para 4D, it says that you cannot have a public fest or a public event. So any activity that will cause a mass number of persons in public place, that means that you will not be breaking the law. If you have a private property and you open it to the public by having a cover charge, persons will be paying at the door, you have wristbands, you have a cash bar, you have now turned your private property into a public place, which gives the police the authorization to take action.
But Dr. Hines reiterated that if protocols were not followed, either setting would present an epidemiological risk.
If you, as a family member, go out to work, you have exposed your family to whatever exposure there is at work that you come back home with. Everyone exposes their own individual webs and brings exposures from their family webs to whichever workplace or whichever gathering place they find themselves in.
Dr. Hines said as we enter the Christmas season, people should heed the Prime Minister's advice to avoid parties in an effort to prevent a surge in cases. Kimberly D'Souza, TTT News.